Okay. So I recently this same week had felt a stirring regards of mentioning the creation of the world, the earth, and how it is most likely that there's precariously criminal interference involved in quite a lot to do with that. This is not necessarily surprising. For the most part, people can't even get their breakfast ready or their clothing set without some catastrophic interference of some kind. It's not surprising that that also is possible. The original, from my understanding, as has been granted to my awareness by not just Satan Lucifer, but also, I mean, I'm very like, I have a habit of sitting on information retentively and I'll repeat, reaffirm and really like very determinedly I guess I'll call it actuate information into my being, my personal self. And it's not relevant unless I believe 100%. And that's not easy. And so, and I know I'm not the only person that does this. I'll compile, similarly to a crime police officer, investigator. I'll probably set up a bulletin board of some kind, and I don't physically in my apartment do this, but this is, mentally I'll do all of that, and I'll draw conclusions and everything. It doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as eventually I'll have these connections realistically drawn. And I eventually come to terms with the truth, whatever it may be. And it's not always something that I'm content is real, sadly, but if it's the truth, I have the need to accept it. I have to accept it. I don't want to. Sometimes I really, really don't want to. But I accept it, and it's not always devastatingly troublesome, but more often than not, the reality leads towards insurmountable problems, and without miracles, there's no way to overcome them. And I don't necessarily enjoy that, but that's the reality. There are some things that, feeling enthusiastic and delighted about can be shared regarding, and one of those things is and it's not necessarily recently that I've been aware of this, just that it's been blessed to me that I'm allowed to, communicate more about that. But the first realm of heaven is a really, really fun one, in my opinion. It's got an enormous amount to do with mystical influences, and it's just a really fun overall delightful fascination. Honestly, it's very attractive and I love it. I really do. And if it weren't for things like that, I'd probably be a serial murderer and would be actively living out of a car or something and removing